So chefs, hosts, meet our media. Who has a question? Go ahead.
Famously with Orlando Attractions Magazines, for everyone, when you come to Walt Disney World, do you have any must-have food items when you get here?
Oh, wow. When I was coming back, I wanted the kimchi dog. I wanted popcorn. It's really, I know it's so simple. It's just really great popcorn. Every park I go to, I get popcorn. And what else do I like?
I wanted Greek food because, you know, my mother's Greek, and when I'm not around her, I don't get to eat it as much. And there's not a lot of places in the country that make great Greek food. So I got some spanakopita. It was delicious. It was like being home.
Oh, Moroccan. I've been talking about
No, the Moroccan food was amazing. Carla's obsessed with the king and queen of Morocco.
Yes.
Yes.
Apparently they made her some lunch last week.
Carla feels that the king and queen in Morocco made her lunch.
No, they're chef. Not them specifically.
My favorite bite was at Morimoto. They have dim sum and they have real Peking duck like in Chinatown and like in Hong Kong. And the food was a kind of a vision of all Asian cuisine, not just sushi, and it was so delicious. And something I was just, this is big time food. This is the real thing. It's not anything that's kind of imported and light. It's the real thing.
Thank you.
Next question? Please.
Hi there, Christina Thomas with Lovely Barista, and I believe in making someday happen. So is there a country around Epcot that you haven't been to that's on your someday list to visit?
You mean in real world or in Epcot world?
In the real world.
In the real world. All of them?
All of them. I was going to say, all of them.
I've never been to Switzerland, and it's a place that I really would love to go. So that's a place that I want to go.
I've never been to China, and I would really like to go to China to have real Chinese food. That's on my list. I've been to Hong Kong, amazing dim sum. For me, for the really tasty treats, I think Korea is going to lead us into the Southeast Asian future, and so that would make, I really want to go to eat South Korean food. I think they're the Italians of Southeast Asia.
I mean, I think you look at all these countries, and you only hope that people will come here and be inspired, and that they're able to go to that country to actually go and experience it, and actually not stay in their comfort zone. And that's how our show today was about: try something new, and to get to know another culture. And you hope this is only a taste, and then they go out.
Absolutely. Well, I hope you go make someday happen. Thank you very much. Great show.
Next question?
Shelly Kieran from IC Florida and On the Go in MCO. We talked about today a lot of the show about trying something new. What would be some tips to get parents to help their children try something new?
What I always did with Kyle and with my nephews and stuff is every day, whenever we would go to the grocery store, they always had to pick one thing they'd never had before, and then we would cook it and they'd try it that night. And the other thing is, I feel, is to get them to garden. If they get involved in the situation and they plant something, they'll almost always eat it and try it. So if you get them involved in the process, they're so much more willing to try other things.
Also, if you're trying something new, instead of making it like a dun dun dun, here's the parsnip. It's more like pass the parsnips, and everyone eats the parsnips without saying this is a big thing.
Right.
Oh, I haven't tried parsnips. Oh, you're gonna love to try them, you know. As opposed to saying you're gonna try something today, get ready, and then they get the idea that they might say no.
Try the pale carrot.
Yeah, exactly.
I think it also now falls into the whole thing of kids' food and adult food. I mean, it's food. And so once you start that very young, then your palate develops just like your muscles, just like your brain and everything else.
So don't ever let them eat from a child's way.
Right.
Eat from the regular way.
Jim Carchidi, Orlando Business Journal. If you guys come back next year, what's one thing that you would bring to the festival that you don't find here this year?
A fan.
This place is filled with fans.
I'm sorry.
What would I bring? I'll bring my family next year. This year my son's applying to college, so it's the crunch time. But next year he'll be in college, so I can take him out whenever I want.
I'm trying to think of. So we haven't even done all of Epcot. We haven't.
You have done all of Epcot twice, Carla Hall.
Carla's running on 23-hour days every day since Sunday morning.
I'm trying to get it all in,
Yeah,
right?
you're doing a good
I mean,
job.
I can walk to different countries, and it's cheaper than a plane ticket, so I'm really trying to go there. I think that I'm fascinated with breaking Africa down, not just as an entire continent, but actually as the countries. I would like to see more different countries within Africa, so that we don't like mix them all as one. So people say, I'm going to Africa, that's an entire continent. You don't say, I'm going, to all of Asia, So I think just getting to know a little bit about each individual country and what it has to offer.
Cool. I just bring more time. I wish that I
Really?
had more days before and after to play around. And next time
You really need like 2
schedule
weeks.
lined up.
10 days is about right.
Yeah.
Hi, I'm Mee from Tasty Chomps in Orlando. I was wondering, because you guys are all about trying new things, like what is something that you were skeptical to try, but then when you did try it, you were very surprised by it, in good or bad way?
Recently,
Just in general, like the thing that's like popped in your head.
For me as a kid, the first thing, like my parents, I'm Greek and Sicilian, and I also have some Eastern European, so I'm like a melting pot of food. But when my grandmother made tripe for the first time, I mean, it truly looked like this scary thing and had a really interesting aroma coming off of it when it was in the pot cooking. But it was one of the most delicious things I ever had as a child, and it's still one of my favorite things to eat as an adult. So, I think it goes to show sometimes don't judge a book by the cover.
My grandma used to make calf's brains raviolis with oxtail ragu, which made us the strangest kids on the planet. Until someone finally came over and tasted them with us. Or even if they were cold, we would eat them, because she'd leave the extra stuff in our fridge. Once you tasted one, you would always line up to help Grandma get out of the car. The other side of the story is that I keep trying to like durian, and I don't think I will. It's just beyond me why anyone would eat a hot diaper.
I grew up with it, so it's...
And you love it?
I don't love it, but if it's there, I'm like, I'll pick at it.
You'll taste it?
Yeah, I'll do it.
So we're close.
We are, we're there.
One more question?
For me, it's
Sorry, go ahead,
I was
Colin.
just
I
saying,
apologize.
those organ meats still sort of. I wasn't raised eating a lot of them. Like my grandparents didn't make brain stuff or whatever, or heart stuff. So I'm a really big believer in using the whole animal. But still, to this day, when somebody's like, "It's heart something," it's really
Heart tartare!
yeah. It's really okay. I'll try it.
Have you had
But
the Japanese yakitori chicken hearts?
That's like
delicious.
Do it, try it.
Yes, sir.
Hi, Tony Neffer with the Orlando Theme Park Examiner. Now, if you guys were allowed to bring in Iron Chef booth, what kind of menu items would we expect to see on it?
I think for me, what sings the most is something completely local, maybe that I wouldn't recognize. So if there was a green or a kind of a fish or a kind of a shrimp or an oyster or something I'd not seen, its particular variety, that pushes us to create even more and more. But if I brought it in, then it wouldn't really be an Iron Chef, because then I'd know exactly what it was. So it's more like, wow me with something, and we'll make something good.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, again, I think it's you get creative, but I always go back to my Midwestern roots a little bit. So I would find where all the beer is coming from, and then just have a big kielbasa and pierogi bar.
Susie?
I'm Susie Leonard. I'm with Florida Today on Florida's Facebook. And I tried to come up with a new word for foodie because I'm tired of it.
I was tired of it the first time I heard it. I'm with you.
I would like to know what word you would come up with for that.
Gastronaut.
It's even worse.
Oh, that's fun! There's a voyage ahead of us. Not like I'm a club member. I'm a voyager. Anybody else? You tricky naysayers?
I want to be called a tasty.
A tasty.
I'll taste anything. Yeah.
I like that.
Tasty sounds more inclusive. I think foodie is a little, it's a little snooty, yeah. Yeah, I think it's a little snooty, and I think it's not inclusive enough. So I love tasty.
See if you get it to catch up.
I know.
I like to just call you
Tasty.
Tasty the Gastronaut.
Okay. All right.
Thank you all so
Thank
much
you
for
very
coming.
much.
Thanks, guys.
Bye, guys. Thank you.